Mexico Beach at sunset. Florida's Gulf Coast at its most peaceful. Calm and inviting. Beautiful. Mexico Beach in daylight. The stark contrast is heartbreaking. Much of the debris is gone, shells of homes and concrete pads remain. Some people can't bear to tear down what was once their Gulf View paradise.
Hurricane Michael was the first Category 5 storm to hit the United States since Andrew in 1992. Not much withstood the 160-mile-per-hour sustained winds here in Mexico Beach, with one exception, a property known as the Sand Palace. On this special edition of Ready, Set, Renovate, we meet the owners and learn how and why they built a home that could withstand a Category 5's fury.
October 10th, 2018, the middle of the afternoon. This is Hurricane Michael on radar as he stormed ashore at Mexico Beach. This is what Michael looked like on video. You can't hear the powerful winds or see the 15-plus feet of storm surge, but you can feel the devastation. This video came from a camera mounted on the dream home of attorney Russell King and Dr. LeBron Lackey.
Russell always would talk about having to build one that would survive the big one, because we did intend it to pass from generation to generation. And we would even talk about, a hurricane that it might someday face.
But these two men from Tennessee, this uncle-nephew partnership, didn't expect to face that hurricane less than 6 months after they finished their construction.
I was determined to have a concrete house. There was a time when the engineers, as we were working through this, they're wanting us to build a wood house, what they call a stick house.
Right.
And if we had a stick house, there would be no house. If I couldn't have a concrete house, deal's off. It was just a deal breaker.
As Russell and LeBron look at the smooth Gulf waters now, they're grateful their concrete house is standing. As you'll see, they've made a lot of smart decisions and got a little lucky. The fact that the Sand Palace still stands is no accident. Russell and LeBron worked with engineers, trying to anticipate every situation, going over every detail.
We were a year in planning.
Before we broke ground.
Before we ever broke ground, before we ever did anything here, we spent a year going through that process with the state to get a permit to build, to get permission to build.
During that year of planning, they studied the existing building codes and decided to go beyond.
And that's really what we built to, was our comfort zone. We would talk about it, and we built to our comfort zone.
That all comes at a cost.
We're not limitless, and we kept our eye on cost. And I would estimate that our cost is, our completed cost is about 15 to 20%, including the lot, above a conventional build, based on what the real estate prices would have been for a comparable house before Hurricane Michael.
Here's the Sand Palace from the front. Everything from the pilings, which reach 28 feet into the ground and stretch 12 feet into the air, to the floors, to the walls, to the eaves of the roof, are all made of concrete. Russell got exactly what he wanted.
So that means it's concrete.
It's fiber cement.
Hardy board everywhere. There's no vinyl anywhere. I said no vinyl anywhere. Don't want it.
It's non-perforated fiber cement panel soffit that's 12 inches wide. The wind can't get under it. The wind didn't get under it, and it was 160 miles per hour.
The concrete walls proved to be more than enough to withstand Michael, and the roof looks like new. Compare that to those few homes that survived. They either have blue tarps protecting what's left, or no roof at all. The concrete pilings, they held, but may have moved.
This house, we think, moved a little bit.
Yeah. Does that scare you?
Oh, yes.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the next storm. LeBron and I walked the beach many times looking at other houses, and there were features in those houses that I wanted. I wanted French doors. I wanted dormers. I could go on and on things that the engineers would call me down for.
Because they said, this is not going to survive a bad hurricane.
It's a wind down.
Yeah.
It's a wind down.
Right.
So we tried to minimize wind downs, and there's all kinds of things that we gave up.
Right.
More so me than LeBron, because they would call me down and say,
right.
We thought you wanted a hurricane house.
Windows, no argument there. Russell and LeBron went with the top-of-the-line Category 4 storm-tested windows. See that one? That's the east side of the Sand Palace, where some storm debris hit the house head-on. From the outside, the window looks like it broke clear through. But take a look from the inside.
It actually didn't break clear through. That window, the inside pane held.
Still there.
And it's solid. And we did not take any moisture in through this window. It did exactly what it's supposed to do. The outer pane broke with a debris impact, but the inner pane held it.
Before Michael, Mexico Beach banked on visitors looking for a quiet, quaint vacation location. And the star attraction? The pier. You see the pier in this promotional video, extending deep into the Gulf of Mexico.
So part of the reason you loved this lot in particular is because you wanted to sit up there on the balcony and look at what used to be the pier, right? Yeah. And it's just gone, the entire pier.
And the pier was a great place. It was where everybody met and you know, people would come and go fishing, and the parking lot was just here on the other side of this mound of sand.
So they're rebuilding it now. They're rebuilding it.
They're bringing in some sand, and I sure hope the pier's going to come back, because this is where the pier was. And the pier was just the iconic spot that represented Mexico Beach. So,
coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate, the leaks, the cracks, and the breakaway concrete.
Every piece of this house was tested. Every piece was tested. Any one of those fail, you lose the house.
I'm Tack Renato with Florida Home Improvement Associates, and today we're in the manufacturing facility for custom window systems in Ocala, Florida. And this is where the product and all the windows and doors were made for the Sand Palace up in Mexico Beach. And I'm here with the president, Rodney Miller of Custom Window Systems. Rodney, thanks for having us and showing us around today.
Yeah, great to have you here. Good to see you. We have a long partnership, so it's always good when you can visit.
It was really cool to see. I mean, devastating as it was to the area of Mexico Beach, but seeing Custom Window Systems product withstand the hurricanes up there was really a testament to the great team you have here and the great company that you have to put together such a great product.
Well, thanks, Tat. It's great to be able to supply product to homes like that and hear stories like that coming back. It really gets our people excited. They feel good about what they can do, you know, helping homes survive and help protect their homes and make people safe.
One of the things that we hear a lot when we meet with homeowners and we kind of walk them through the process of Florida building code, and we can order hurricane windows to meet a minimum, but there's also ways to order the product to be stronger and stronger and withstand the potential storms like we had during Michael.
The Florida building code has two levels of it. One is your basic, that'll cover you for impact protection, and then there's the one that we test all of our products to, which is the high velocity hurricane zone, and that's primarily what Florida Home Improvement purchases and what you install and use. So our products are designed to withstand up to the Category 5 hurricane and over.
The installation is a vital part of the process. You can build the best window in the world and the strongest window, but if the installation doesn't go correctly, you're not going to have the same outcome as we did during Michael.
It's very important for us, especially as a manufacturer, to have a very solid installer like Florida Home Improvement that we can feel comfortable with selling the product to. We don't have to worry about it being installed incorrectly or any problems after the fact.
So many homeowners in the area benefit from the warranties that are available, where both of us can stand behind it and make sure that the homeowners are protected. And by choosing your product and our installation team, if anything should happen in the future, we're going to take care of them, and they know they're safe and secure for as long as they own the home.
That's right. I mean, it's a partnership, so we work together on any issues that would come up post installation.
Thank you so much again for having us out here today and for everything we've done together for the last decade. It's been a great team, so
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank you.
Millions of well-rested humans once roamed the earth. But with rising stress in the modern world, a good night's sleep is nearly extinct. However, there's hope on the horizon. Every day, IKEA is designing vital sleep sanctuaries. With rest reserves like these, repopulation is possible. And together, we can save our sleep.
Hi, I'm Mark Brunell, and I'm putting on the helmet. No, not this one. This one. Gutter helmet. Now I never have to clean my gutters again. Gutter Helmet is family owned and operated and #1 in gutter protection and fits over most existing gutters. They also install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters with dozens of colors to choose from. Clogged gutters cause mold, pests, wood rot, and even damage to your home's foundation. Who wants to spend their weekend cleaning the gutters? I know I don't. Call today and receive 15% off.
Summer isn't long, but summer to-do lists are. Let a Ford F-150 help quickly turn your to-dos into ta-dons. During the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event, get 20% estimated savings on select Ford F-150s, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. It's a hit, so chill and enjoy your summer in America's best-selling trucks 42 years straight. Get in or lose out on 20% estimated savings on select Ford F-150s, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards.
The Sand Palace stood strong in the face of Hurricane Michael. Owners Russell King and LeBron Lackey did indeed build a hurricane house, but they soon discovered not all was well.
I saw that we had survived. I saw that, most of my neighbors did not, but the great majority of people were on a platform. They were flat on the ground on a concrete slab and not elevated at all, and they didn't have a chance.
Both Russell and LeBron say they are heartbroken for their neighbors, for their town. They admit to feeling survivor's guilt. So they got involved, offering their home to first responders and others who came from miles away to help. And they deeply appreciate their good fortune.
Every piece of this house was tested. Every piece was tested. Our roof was tested. Our windows and doors were tested. Our siding was tested. Our foundation was tested, the pilings were tested. And so any one of those fail, you lose the house.
So when LeBron arrived, he saw the good through the bad, starting with the ground floor.
I was startled by the scour of the ocean surge that would pull the gravel, that pulled the gravel out from under our grade level concrete. And then, of course, all of our ground structure was designed as breakaway, and all of that was gone.
This is Josh Griffin with Alpha Foundation. He's here to deal with the slab and the pilings. Remember when Russell said he thought the house moved? Josh knows it did.
So see this crack through here on the slab?
All the way through.
And all this used to be full of sand underneath here. And you can see how much this has dropped. It was up here.
So that's what you call scouring.
Scours, all this is eroded away from underneath there from water.
So layer by layer, you start eating away at the foundation.
Then the slab and whatever's sitting on top of it will move and sink. So very good technology to use here is polylevel, which is a polyurethane expanding foam that's structural. So we inject it in and it expands in about 8 to 10 seconds. And then we can actually lift the concrete with it. So it gives a stabilization and it fills the voids. One here, here.
Josh says his crew can repair those cracks in the piling with what he calls a pile jacket. And the fix sounds like its name.
Then we install a jacket around the pile that gets filled with epoxy. That jacket might be 7 or 9 feet long, centered on the damaged area. And it'll give about 1 to 2 inch annular space around the piling.
Does that make it as good as new, or is it still compromised?
There's actually technology that you even use in bridges if need be. Okay. And more common here is for us to use them on wood pilings because after about 30 years they start to deteriorate and rot right at the ground level. So you can restore that structural integrity of that pile using this method.
Inside the house, there's damage to the ceilings and some walls. Russell and LeBron traced it to a set of doors on the 3rd level that they weren't able to get fixed and sealed before the storm hit.
We had some troubles with the install, and we actually took moisture through some of the doors into the interior of the home as a result of that.
It let the water in,
right?
And then the water didn't do much damage here, but it
seeped down into the ceiling.
Down below.
Right.
One of the things that we think saved us are floor drains. Our floors are all 100% tile. We don't have any carpet, and tile, of course, sheds water really well.
As fast as it would go out through the drain, it wasn't a problem, but it couldn't all go that way, so it went to the low point.
If I had it to do over again, I think we'd put more drains in, maybe in the kitchens on each floor.
It's one of those tough decisions because that is definitely function over form. I mean, who wants to build a beautiful house like this and have a drain in the middle of the floor? But you see the value in it, obviously.
My wife esthetician for the house.
Yeah.
And so Russell and I would do these, we would make form decisions. In every case, when it came to be a function over form, we always went in function.
Those doors that are marked up will come out. They'll be replaced with brand new ones that will be sealed correctly. Russell and LeBron say the damages exceed 6 figures. They expect it will take months for the Sand Palace to return to its original glory. But they're energized about what's next.
The success of this house is replicable. And I want everyone to understand that success is replicable.
You got an engineer that knows what they're doing. Number two, what he says about substance and form. What does it look like? You know, I don't want to have a drain in the middle of the kitchen floor. Have a drain in the kitchen floor.
Right.
Put a rug over it. Do something you can cover it up.
The other thing I want everyone to understand that I feel about this house is that we're not talking about that much more over conventional construction. Not that much more in terms of time, not that much more in terms of cost.
What other advice would you give to homeowners if they're starting from scratch?
Either one of us ever built a house before and never build another one. This is it. I'll speak for myself on that. We'll never build another one.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate, in the days just after Hurricane Michael, so many people were faced with the same decision.
We looked at the house and how it was, the surge in there and everything turned inside out. And, I said, is there any place else you want to live? She says, no, I love it here. I want to stay.
When faced with Hurricane Michael, one product stood strong.
Our windows helped that house survive by withstanding an impact. The testing protocol calls for the product to be impacted by some form of windborne debris, flying debris. Then it has to get cycled with negative and positive pressure, 4,500 times one way, 4,500 times the other way, and then the window still has to operate after that. Our windows were hit by windborne debris. The glass cracked, but the windows still operated. They did what they were supposed to do and protected the home.
To learn more about custom window systems, visit cws.cc.
If you're seeing brown spots in your lawn, it could be chinch bugs or fungus. Call us today for a free estimate.
Me and the guys walk into this place. Now, you would have thought from the name of it, it's gonna be packed with sailors. So I immediately picked out the biggest guy in there, and I walked straight up to him. Now, he looks me square in the eye, and I swear he says, "Welcome to Navy Federal Credit Union." Whoa, friendly alert. I got a great auto rate out of that guy. You know, now I have a wonderful hybrid, slate blue, cream interior. He was so nice.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
For the first time ever, the Publix Bold City Showcase.
What you're gonna see is a football game out there. So tune in.
6 of the best local high school teams go head-to-head in an all-day Saturday showdown, August 24th on Channel 4. The Lee Generals take on the Bartram Trail Bears. Rivals Mandarin and Atlantic Coast. University Christian battles Bowls. The Publix Bold City Showcase. Pre-game starts at noon, Saturday, August 24th on Channel 4.
Months after Hurricane Michael, the Gulf of Mexico looks as blue and as beautiful as ever. But there's no one on the beach. More homes are missing than standing, replaced by trucks and trailers and RVs. One of those RVs belongs to Bob Pollock and his wife, Jackie.
And happy birthday again.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm through with birthdays now. It's time to move on.
Like birthdays, moving on from Michael is easy to say. But the Pollocks are the kind of people who seem unfazed by hardship. A hurricane nearly levels their home. They park an RV and they get to work.
We're very fortunate that we have what we have.
And what they have is a home that looks pretty good, all things considered. The roof is on, they're still waiting on some windows, and plywood protects the work going on inside.
You've got, everything is demoed pretty much. You still have a little bit of cleanup here, but new insulation in the walls, and you're just kind of waiting for the sheetrock at this point.
Yes, we actually moved the walls out to make a bigger closet, bigger bathroom.
Right.
We're putting a pocket door here to be able to go to the washer and dryer.
Jackie made Bobby evacuate ahead of Michael, but some neighbors stayed, expecting the high winds, but never counting on the 15-plus foot storm surge and waves on top of that. Bob nearly lost a neighbor and friend to flooding right next door.
He was 80 years old, and he was in a wheelchair. He couldn't get up at all. So the son had a mattress that he floated him around on, the mother and the father. And actually the wall broke, which allowed some, after the raised up, allowed to start going out, which was able to save them because they were getting so high up.
And that was a brick house,
That was a brick house. This is what's left of my house after the flood. We looked at the house and how it was, the surge in there and everything turned inside out. And, I said, is there any place else you want to live? She says, no, I love it here. I want to stay.
Bob and Jackie are not only staying, they're planning on helping to rebuild the town they love. Bob is back on city council, and he has an idea to speed up reconstruction.
Because we don't have a service station, we don't have a convenience store, we don't have anything. We don't have places for people to eat if they come in to work.
Bob's plan is to allow construction crews to bring in trailers to live in, sleep in, and eat in, so that they can come to Mexico Beach and rebuild.
We got to rebuild our city. We're not dead. We just need to rebuild it.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
My father was the first mayor of Mexico Beach, and he had a vision for this place. Yes.
At your funeral, everyone is going to cry when they taste your spicy barbecue sauce. Or maybe they'll honor you with a procession right through the front door. Or maybe there will be hugs, handshakes, and the hustle. Let your Dignity Memorial professional help plan your personalized celebration of life. Get your free idea guide at lifewellcelebrated.com.
Listing a $200,000 house can cost you up to $6,000 or more. That same house with full service through First Coast Realty of Jacksonville, same listing, same full service, more money for you. First Coast Realty of Jacksonville.
Kent Justice and Joy Purdy, only on the local station.
The Mexico Beach Pier. When Hurricane Michael washed this simple structure into the sea, history repeated itself. Because this pier wasn't the first at Mexico Beach.
But this one was the first one, and it had a restaurant on it, it had bathhouses, it had a dance floor, so it was just...
You had a lot of good times in there, didn't you?
No.
No?
That's the bad thing. I was a child. I went as a child, and then a hurricane takes them out.
Really?
That's what happens to piers once in a while.
Kathy Parker Hobbs came to Mexico Beach before there ever was a Mexico Beach. Her grandfather, Gordon Parker, was part of a trio of men who in 1946 paid $65,000 for 1,800 plus acres of beachfront property. Among the first orders of business, give their paradise a name.
Why Mexico Beach? What's the deal on that? And they were coming up with different ideas, and he was very methodical, and so it was the Gulf of Mexico. So that's why it's Mexico Beach.
Kathy's father, Charlie, was entrusted to develop the land. He worked to build a canal and small homes along the water, a small Florida town on the beach.
Life was good. It was natural. We went swimming and we played on the beach, and we built sand castles, and you know how children's imaginations, we had a good time.
They call this area the Forgotten Coast, right?
Right.
What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, the way I knew it, it was forgotten. It wasn't even known about then.
While much of what Kathy's father helped to create is gone,
that's my father being sworn in as the first mayor.
Another mayor in the family will make sure his vision is never forgotten.
Mexico Beach was founded on just quaint, unique charm, Gulf of Mexico, white sand, just a laid-back atmosphere.
Al Cathy is Kathy Parker Hobbs' cousin on her mother's side. They grew up here together.
The charm and the character and the quality of life we have here, we will not relinquish that.
What was the population of Mexico Beach prior to Hurricane Michael?
We had about 1,200 citizens, registered voters and citizens in town.
And now?
400.
Al hopes it takes 3 years to get beyond the worst, 5 years to get back to having more homes than empty lots.
Our local people are overwhelmed. When you say you need a plumber, you may as well try to win the lottery.
Al's not only the mayor, he's also the owner of the local hardware store. One of his buildings came through the hurricane, and he was able to repair and reopen.
What are you selling the most of? What's
building material?
Wood?
Lumber, yeah, wood, plywood, roofing metal.
Because people are now starting to rebuild.
That's right.
This is the location of our office for many, many, many years.
Kathy's real estate business didn't survive Hurricane Michael. She says now is probably the time to retire, but she will never leave Mexico Beach.
Mexico Beach will always be the best place. It'll come back. It won't be the same, but it will come back, and people love it. They support it.
If you would like more information about Ready, Set, Renovate, please visit us at readysetrenovate.net.
Hey everybody, we're here today with Tat Granata, again from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Welcome back, Tat. Great to see you.
Great seeing you again.
So you guys are here on a window install today, and we're in town, so this homeowner isn't concerned about hurricane impact, but they are concerned about safety and energy efficiency.
Yeah, those were the key points when we met with this family that they really wanted us to try to address. Because of the association, we had to meet the requirements to stick with a bronze color frame, so it limited our choices a little bit, and we ended up going with a great product from Custom Window Systems that's going to really help them achieve the energy efficiency they are looking for, as well as the security they also wanted. We have a dedicated department of our company to handle all associations throughout Florida, so when it comes to a bronze frame, we know exactly the type of products that we can suggest to the homeowners to exactly fit what the requirements are going to be for the association.
So we have the old window over here. Your crew has already removed it, and you can actually see some significant differences between this one and the new window that's going into place. This is an aluminum frame.
Yeah, absolutely. This was the original window that was put in the home when the home was built, and it's an aluminum frame, so it's not going to give you the energy efficiency that they wanted. It's going to conduct the heat throughout the frame. Also, it's just a single pane piece of glass, so there was no energy efficiency in the glass pack, and there's certainly no protection for security as well.
Right. So over here we have the new window, and this is a vinyl frame, so it's very long lasting. And the beautiful part about this is, because you want something sturdy, you want something strong that's also safe, but you want something that looks good. And so you have the color requirement on the outside, but then the homeowner gets their color of choice, which is white for the trim on the inside.
Yeah, they wanted to go with the white on the interior just because it brightens up the room a little bit, but we had to meet the requirement on the exterior. Also, the great thing about this product is it comes with a lifetime warranty, so they're never going to have to replace it again. If anything, it's guaranteed against fading or discoloring or anything.
Well worth the money. All right, thanks so much. Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates.